Hi lovelies, so we're doing a haunted mansion set. I will show you how to do those two nails. I've done those already for one hand, but I will show you what I do with the other ones. One of my friends is going to Disneyland Paris, and I was like, oh, please let me make you some haunted mansion nails to wear while you're there. Because I was really wanting to do a haunted mansion set anyway, so it was perfect. So we're using this stamping plate, which I have no idea where it came from, but the number just flashed up there, so I know you could maybe search that. I don't know, but it was perfect for like the haunted mansion like wallpaper you seem to see, you know, the sort of damask elegant pattern sort of thing. So we're going to stamp that down. So perfect. It literally was the perfect pattern. Voila. And we will just go over that in base coat before we top coat it, just for an extra seal. But yeah, I was like, oh, please let me make you some haunted mansion nails, even if you only wear them for one day, because I really was so excited to make like a Madame Leota nail, which is towards the end of this video. I hope you enjoy it if you stay around that long. So I'm showing you this next nail, the other two that I showed you at the beginning. We're starting off with Hero Turquoise from Madame Glam. And then we are going to do some black stripes using our 8mm liner brush, I think it is. What you really need to do is make sure that all of that brush has got the gel polish on it. Makes it a lot easier, because when you're doing sort of lines like this, it's a lot easier to just let the brush like fall like where it wants to fall. Do you know what I mean? Like not really fight with it, just like boom. Making any sense at all. This is the second voiceover I've done today. Yeah. I don't know if anyone has seen the new Haunted Mansion film. I think I still prefer the one with Eddie Murphy, only because I don't like really jumpy things, and this one was definitely more jumpy, definitely more scary. It was definitely more true to like the ride, like definitely the Florida ride. I'm not sure about the Paris one, because I don't think I've actually been on the Paris one. So we're going to use this stamping plate for a little lace design. I think I got these stamping plates from eBay, so I don't know like who did them, where they're from, no idea, very sorry, but I'm pretty sure you can get something similar like all over eBay, Amazon. Now I just paint a little bit of white on the top of that lace, because the other nail, it was sort of closer to the edge, so it just looked a bit better, that's all. We're going to seal it in with base coat again before we top coat, just because I want it all to be sealed in well. Oh, actually no, I wanted to do base coat and then I'm doing glow in the dark top coat on these turquoise stripes. I hope she like doesn't realise they glow in the dark until she goes on the ride, because that would be cool. I just wanted to make them, and oh, what a perfect opportunity. Oh, see, glow in the dark. Oh, sorry for the yawn. Oh, so tired. And now we are going to top coat that with Magpie Beauties, top it off. And voila, that nail is complete. Look at the glow in the darkness though. That's cool. I like that. Love that top coat. I used it for the avatar nails earlier on this year, I think it was. So next nail, we are starting with Hero Turquoise again. Quick and easy. Passion Nails Olympic Lagoon or something. I can't. Optical Lagoon. Just a glittery, shimmery nail for each pinky nail. So turquoise on one hand and then purple on the other. So we're using Carol Singer on the other one. Trying to skip through the boring nails as quickly as possible. It is a really nice colour, this Carol Singer, though. Really, really pretty. That purple shimmer in it is just oofed. Of course, these are all going to be shiny coated. And then the next nail, we are using Passion Nails again. It's that 5D cat eye turquoise purple. Pretty much perfect for this set. So we're going to put a coat on and then get our magnet. So from one side, nothing special, just faff faff until you get it how you want it. And then we're going to stamp a little ghost on here. Now these are your sugar, so there's the little number. We're going to use that little ghost there. These plates are actually really good. Actually, the sort of anonymous eBay ones were really good at picking up. But yes, these were also really good. Wipe off the excess that we don't want on there. Stamp away. Voila! Cute little ghost. And then what we're going to do is do some starbursts. So we're blobbing on some gel, wiping that off and pulling down from the centre, pulling up from the centre and side to side just to get that little starburst effect. We'll do one up top as well. Probably some dots if I have anything to do with it. And then, yep, there we go. Some dots. More stars. More stars. And then next nail, we're starting off with Hero Turquoise again. We're going to do some stamping on this one, I believe. Little haunted house. More Your Sugar stamping plates, I think. Yes. M20. So we're going to stamp that haunted house. These plates were literally perfect. I couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe my luck, really, because it really did save a lot of time for these nails. Look how well that's stamped. Look how well that's stamped. So good. We're obviously not going to fit all that on the nail, but I'm going to keep that little ghosty up there on it as well. So we're just going to stamp towards the bottom of the nail, see how much we can get on. What? And then we're just going to stamp those evil looking eyes. Just want the eyes. Because I felt that was fitting. So we're just going to stamp that in the sky. And look how cute. Well, not cute. Look how spooky and cute. So we're going to base coat just to seal it in. And then shiny top coat on top of that. So we're starting to get to the nails that took more time now. These are the two thumbnails. So we're starting off with Hero Turquoise again. And this is going to have a 3D gravestone. So we're using Sissi Flubber. I don't know if it's Sissi, CC, no idea. Don't, is what it is. So trying to get enough on there, using my silicone tool to sort of push it about where I want it, because I want it to be curved at the top but also like going out straight at the top, if you know what I mean. So curved and then 2 straight bits on either side, and then just needed a tiny bit more just to finish it off. So just manipulating it how you want it to be. I did a lot of faffing. That's why these nails took so long. But I think they looked good in the end, so I think it was worth it. I hope she likes them. Enough faffing yet? No, still faffing. More faffing. I think we're putting it in the lamp now. Now we're using antique silver. I've speeded this up quite a lot because it seemed to take forever to cover it with this one. I'm not sure. Not sure why. It just, I don't know, maybe I didn't have enough on the brush, but I thought I did. Oh, I cannot stop yawning. I'm very sorry. Very sorry. So make sure when you're doing the 3D stuff that you're painting the colour down the sides as well, because otherwise it might look a bit silly. So I've done a couple, I might have done 3 coats of that, and I've just added in some black to that shade just to do sort of the little details. I think I've added some more black in because it wasn't quite dark enough for me. So we're just going to add in some more. Add it in. And then we are going to simply write RIP because it's way too small to be writing any names. I wanted to write Master Gracie, but I would have fluffed it up, definitely. You want your really thin detailer brush for this sort of tiny work. Especially if you're doing lettering. So there we have the I, and then the P. I feel it went okay. It doesn't look amazing, but she'll get at what it is. Then just the little dots in between. And we're just going to do a little squiggle underneath. I felt it looked a bit bare without something, I don't know, at the top and the bottom. Just sort of finished it off, I think. And we're going to make the nails glow in the dark and the RIP. The RIP worked a little bit, but not massively well. I don't think I had enough of the top coat on my brush, but never mind. So we're just, you can see it's on there, but it might have just been beading up and not going on very well. I'll show you what it looks like in the dark in a second. It just wasn't as good as the rest of the nail. See, look, how cool is that? Just gonna zhuzh that. It goes really quickly, so you can see it, but it's already sort of fading. So maybe it just needs more like light. I don't know. So, next nail, biggest nail. We're starting off with Carol Singer, which is such a pretty shade. It really is. I really love it. 2 coats of that. And then we're going to use the Hero Turquoise, my Nailed It by Chelsea detailer brush. that is what I use when I've got really sort of tiny detail work. So we're just going to do a circle because this is Madame Leota's crystal ball. I was really impressed with this nail, actually, in the end. I did really like it. So we're just drawing her face. It's quite a small face, like trying to get it in this crystal ball. So not a lot of details. So it actually looks like you're drawing a weird smiley face almost. Like that's like her forehead and like the whole of her face. But it looks like you're doing like a smiley face that's a little bit, I don't know, hi? I don't know. Then we're just going to draw in her eyes. Nothing like crazy, literally just blobs. And her eyebrows. And her mouth. Literally just blobs. But you know what they are, sort of thing. So we're going to go in with her hair now. Now it sort of like flows all around the crystal ball. So that's what we're going for. To make the hair look like it's flowing, like blowing around her. If we just... You see where I'm going with this? Honestly, I really love doing this nail. I must admit, I was really pleased with how it turned out. I hope everybody's okay. I am super tired, ready for a break now. I don't know when this video will go up, but I'm certainly ready for my holiday. Just ready to not be at work. Just not be at work. Oh. So yeah, from the bottom it's sort of like two swishy up bits of hair. And then pretty much everything else, you're just filling in like with hair fanning around, like, so just weird shapes, like whatever you want to do. Like it's flowing away from her face and flowing around her. Honestly, you don't need to follow what I'm doing. Just like, I think I may have seen like an outline of a tattoo or something that was like this, and it was sort of the easiest way to sort of depict her because we didn't have a lot of room for detail. It was just I have gone over her with glow in the dark hair, but I don't think it actually shows because we're going over with the Sissi flubber again to make it 3D like her crystal ball. It just sticks all over me for some reason, this bit. Like, bit of a disaster there. Just had to keep making the little ball bigger so that there was enough on there. I really love this stuff. It is so cool. I think it's big enough now. So now we're just going to smush it down with our silicone tool. Try our best to keep it sort of like, what do I mean? Like rounded, like not flat. I would have liked it if it had been more like a crystal ball coming off the nail, but it's sort of more just like, you can just tell that it's 3D, not like a crystal ball sort of shape. But it is what it is, and actually I was really pleased with it in the end anyway. Just having to put a little bit more on because I didn't quite have enough. It just like was really sticky for that instance. Like, I'm not sure why, because it wasn't with the gravestone, but whatever. Gone off shot a little bit there, sorry. So we're just smushing it how we want it to be. And then we're going to go over it with a little bit of cat eye polish, just don't know, just to give it that little bit of finish. Not loads, just because we obviously still want to be able to see what it is. So we're just going to make it just a little bit shimmery. Just faff. Faff, faff, faff. But away from her face. So you can tell what it is. I think that's okay. Yeah. So we put some... I also put some jelly polish over it as well. But in the end, I actually wiped it off before I cured it. Just because I didn't really feel it added anything, and I don't know, I thought it like messed up her face a little bit, so I actually wiped it off before I went to cure this, so never mind. So we're going to level it out a little bit with like the base coat and the top coat, just because it looks a little bit sort of like dug into. So we're just... I love this Magpie Beauty one because it's real thick, and I don't know, I feel you can work with it a little bit more. So I feel like I made it a bit more even with this top coat. But I so enjoyed making these nails. I really, really loved it. Oh, I wish I was going to Disney. Let me know what your favourite ride is. Mine is definitely Guardians of the Galaxy if you've been to Florida. Oh, amazing. So here is the finished set. Even if she only wears them for a day, I literally don't care. I had so much fun making these. I hope you enjoyed watching them. Let me know if you thought they were any good, if you liked my Madame Leota, because I really loved her. But thanks again for watching. I really appreciate it. If you could give me a like and a subscribe, I would appreciate that too. So thanks, guys. Until next time. Bye.